all the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts. William Shakespeare. His genius and his importance go so far beyond the stuffy, dusty manner in which he tends to be taught in classrooms. It may not seem like it anymore, but Billy the Bard matters so much more today and is far more relatable than most people realize. It's incredible how much the comedy that Shakespeare injected into all of his plays tends to fly under the radar. It's not pratfalls and gags with so-called flowery language. There's so much wit, wordplay, situational comedy, and a lot of sexual innuendos. Seriously, so much. And it still heads straight for the Laugh Factory today. Take this scene from Much Ado About Nothing, for example.
Let them be in the hand.
That's my life. Where's the sexton? Let her write down the prince's officer costume. Come, mind them. You naughty varlet.
Wait! You are an ass! You are an ass.
Does thou not suspect my place? Does thou not suspect my years? Oh, that she were here to write me down an ass. But, masters, remember that I am an ass, though it be not written down, yet forget not that I am an ass. No, thou villain, thou art full of piety. I shall be proved upon thee by good witness. I am a wise fellow, and which is more, an officer, and which is more, a householder, and which is more, as pretty a piece of flesh as any is in Messina.
Part of why that humor flies under the radar is because his plays are meant to be performed. They're plays. They're meant to be performed, not orated like some thesis from a rich kid trying to impress their parents with big words they don't understand and are grossly misusing. There's emotion to it that comes through in the performance that can be lost in a purely text analysis format. No one in those shows speaks in the frigid way the lines are read to students in class.
Sleep perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub.
Yes, it may not seem like it, but the themes are still important. Did you like The Lion King? Guess what? You like Hamlet. Did you like 10 Things I Hate About You? Guess what? You like The Taming of the Shrew. Did you like the Channing Tatum, Amanda Bynes classic She's the Man? Guess what? 12th Night. Do you like West Side Story, Warm Bodies, and yes, even Shakespeare in Love, Romeo and Juliet? That's right, if you like those movies, you like those plays. There's so much that's based on the great works of William Shakespeare, and there's a good reason for that. The core themes are simplistic and relevant, and normally deal with love, greed, depression, miscommunication, and other elements that we still feel strong connections to today.
For one kiss, I would defy 1,000 Wessexes.
But I just want to know it's not just something in my head or in my heart.
People don't really talk that way, you know?
I know, but they think that way.
It's amazing and crazy that such a poignant line comes from the mouth of Nicolas Cage, but it's true. There's a deeply expressive storytelling nature within all of us, filled with thoughts we're not sure how to release or contextualize. Shakespeare took these thoughts that we all have and put them on display in such a vivid and important way. I think it's crucial for students, and let's be honest, especially young men, to know it's not just okay, but perfectly natural to express themselves in such a deep, honest way. And Shakespeare shows us ways to unlock that. There are monologues about feelings of love and depression that a large majority of us feel but have no real way to begin to express. Shakespeare takes care of that and can help readers and actors find out a little more about who they are and how to let it out.
Mr. Anderson thinks that everything inside of him is worthless.
and embarrassing. Isn't that right, Todd? Isn't that your worst fear? I think you're wrong.
Easy, man.
Oh, you can do better than that. Free up your mind. Use your imagination. Say the first thing that pops into your head, even if it's total gibberish. Go on. Go on.
A sweaty-toothed madman.
Good God, boy. There's a poet in you after all. There. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Close them. Now, describe what you see.
I close my eyes.
Yes?
And this image floats beside me.
The sweaty-toothed madman.
A sweaty-toothed madman with a stare that pounds my brain.
Oh, that's excellent. Now, give him action. Make him do something.
His hands reach out and choke me.
That's it. Wonderful, wonderful.
And all the time he's mumbling.
What's he mumbling?
Mumbling truth.
Yeah.
Truth like a blanket that always leaves your feet cold.
Forget them. Stay with the blanket. Tell me about that blanket.
You push it, stretch it, it'll never be enough. You kick at it, beat it, it'll never cover any of us. From the moment we enter crying to the moment we leave dying, it'll just cover your face as you wail and cry and scream.
Don't you forget this.
Let it out, young Ethan Hawke. Let it out. It's time to explore our emotions and let them soar. And William Shakespeare has given us a beautiful, lyrical, intrinsic path towards finding that within ourselves. And that doesn't sound boring or stuffy to me.